What
What a
do?
freaking start, man. What a start.
Have
I
a
think
day.
we're live.
Let's have a day.
Okay, let's have a day, Eric
Let's have a
Thomas. By the way, not your last name, but it just seems like a normal name.
day. 2 first names.
What's going on, guys? We're back again. And it's Thursday Night Quarterback, the show where we talk about football stuff, not necessarily Raiders stuff, but football stuff nonetheless. We're back again, and we were scrambling about 5 minutes ago because somebody's internet/computer wasn't working. I'm not going to say who it was, but it wasn't me. And so now we have Eric on his phone. Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. You look great. Never looked better. I was gonna go at this angle, but he turns into a little box. So
No, go back.
So let's go back to this one. For the new viewers, this is not like the Monday show where I read every comment. All the comments are shown on screen, but if you want them read out loud, it's got to be a donate. It's 99 cents, and we'll talk about it for the next 20 minutes. But the reason we do that is because we have specific topics that we want to talk about. You guys saw the title of the videos. I'm going to get right into the first topic unless you got any special announcements or anything.
No.
Nope. You're not going to announce that you need to buy a new computer. Okay. First topic. College football is in jeopardy. Everything's bad, and this is not good. The Big Ten and the Pac-12, I believe, canceled their seasons. They said, we're done. Even after all the football players did their little we want to play, their little Nike ad. The Big Ten said it's not necessarily canceled, it's postponed until maybe January. I don't know what the Pac-12 is doing. The SEC and the Big 12 still seem to be playing. That makes sense because they're southern states. They want to play football no matter what. First of all, is this a big deal at all that they're canceling the season? We'll get into why it affects the NFL in a little, but were you surprised to hear this at all?
I was definitely surprised at first because they were figuring something out between the new schedules and like just saying playing all conference teams. So it was like all Big Ten teams playing each other. So I'm like, wow, they have a solution. They know what they're doing, and I feel like it's gonna work out. And then they just skip right to season's over. You know what I mean? I'm like, how do you go to that one extreme to another?
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know what I thought was going to happen, but it's kind of not strange. I don't know what the right word is. It's different to me that certain conferences are allowed to play if they want to.
Yeah.
But it's weird to me that there isn't one overarching like commissioner that makes the decisions for all of them. Also, there's no college football playoff this season, right?
I assume not.
If some people are going to play in the fall and some in the spring, they're not going to wait until May.
Yeah.
If you won your division in
right. It makes
January.
So much conflict. If 2 conferences play now, 2 conferences play later, it's just so different, and you can't work like that. You can't have a playoff, and I don't know how these conferences could make an own decision. Like, I agree with you. There should be one main decision, either canceled or not.
Yeah, it was just, and also like you said before, they just announced that they were just going to do division games,
right,
and nothing else. And I didn't understand, or I understood. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Totally makes sense. And now they're done, and we'll get to that. We'll get to how that affects the NFL in a second. But Eric, we actually have a donation from Olivia DeBald. I hope I'm saying that right. $2, and she says, "Hi, hello, how are you, Olivia? What's going
on?"
God, I said we were going to talk about the donations for 20 minutes. So, how do you like to say hello? Hi, do you say hello? Hey, how you doing?
Any way I want when I'm feeling it.
Not true. You every time you text me, you say yo. That was the correct answer.
To you.
And to me, I'm special. I'm different. Well, Olivia, thank you so much for that $2. Me and Eric will be splitting that. We'll each be getting 1/5 of a $5 foot long. So thank you so much for that. I also love in those commercials where they go $5 foot long and their arm here. I'll do this, and their arms are like this.
Yeah, like,
That's
no,
7 feet.
yeah.
Anyway, where do we go? College football. Okay, yeah. How does this affect the NFL? Well, it's twofold. For one, the combine, the draft. If they play these games in the spring, they're gonna really have to rush them because the draft will be coming up like right as the season ends.
But
They're
I
gonna.
think
Go ahead. Yeah.
I think Roger Goodell said if this is the case, he might move the draft back and everything back a couple months.
Yeah, I saw that they could move the draft without talking to the players' union as far back as June 2nd. Was it the 2nd?
Yeah, 2nd.
Okay, yeah. So that's the one thing that affects it negatively. I don't know. It just makes it different. But the other thing it does is we'll finally see if most people end up not playing. Oh, that's good. We'll finally see how good these scouting departments are.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wait a whole year and determine who's going to be good and who's going to be able to play in the NFL without playing any football in a whole year.
I hope
it's going to be a huge challenge.
Yeah. I hope people were paying attention to Justin Fields last year because you're probably not going to see him play.
Yeah.
And if you're, I don't know, Jacksonville or Chicago, and you're down there picking super early, and you need a quarterback, and obviously we think Trevor Lawrence. We think we already know what he is. Justin Fields, he's one of those. Could be great, could be not so great. I'm super interested to see just how they go about it. The combine's going to be more important than ever.
I mean, yes. And then what if like the Big 12 plays and then someone has a breaks out season? Does Justin Fields go down in the draft? Like, how do you rank these quarterbacks or any player, matter of fact?
And another thing I was thinking, like, imagine like that we didn't play last season, and then DK Metcalf had that insane combine showing. He would have went in the first round.
No way.
What?
You telling me he would have won in the first round?
Yeah, because they wouldn't have had anything else to go on. They wouldn't have seen that he wasn't that great the last season. They just was in this freak 6'5", 230 running a 4.3.
Oh, you're saying if there's no season, then they saw that.
That's the only thing they'd be able to go off of. So he probably would have been drafted higher than he was.
Yeah. I thought you were saying, oh, yeah, because I was going to say, well, they saw improvement in him, so that's why they drafted him first.
No. Yeah, I'm saying if there was no season last season, then he had that insane combine showing. He probably would have been drafted higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy that it's going to be weird to see them playing in June if they do play. And it happens so. And you know what else is interesting? I was watching Colin Cowherd, and he was talking about this. Do you think kids are more safe on campus if you are an athlete or aren't an athlete?
I say if you aren't an athlete.
If you are not an athlete, you're safe.
Yeah.
If you're on campus.
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Well, because if you're on campus and you're not an athlete, most likely you're doing less interactions with people. And meanwhile, these athletes are doing contact sports, sweating. They're spreading a lot of germs. They're always with each other. So I feel like if all the athletes are on campus and they're doing that, it could spread more easily than like the people who aren't athletes who could control who they see, who they be with, who they touch, and all of that. So I feel like non-athletes are probably more safer.
Yeah, I would. It's interesting. Like, I don't know what the right answer is because on one hand, you're absolutely right. You're not playing a sport where you come in contact with other people. But I feel like athletes, and again, I don't know if this is the case, but athletes will probably get tested a lot more than regular students. And they probably have quicker access to medical personnel. So
that's true.
It's kind of this weird thing where you could argue that they are safer, but they're canceling the season, but they're letting all the freshmen just live on the campus. Like, it's fine. It's a weird time. It's strange. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how people draft, how people make assumptions based on just the combine and tape from a year ago. Super interesting. It's going to be the first time where we don't even know a lot of the people that are drafted in the first round. It's just based on stuff that happened last year.
I'm really shocked about this decision that they made from that the perspective we just talked about and the money perspective too. I just feel like even though there's no fans, you still could have brought in a lot of money just from televising most of the games. So I figured that would push them to say yes. And if you look at the sports now with the NBA, the NHL and all that, there was really one bad incident in the MLB. And it wasn't like that bad. Like they had it under control. So I thought they were going to say, yeah, we can have a season because they can control it, maybe a little bit more. And they're learning from these other sports that are happening now. And the NFL didn't even cancel. It's not like they're basing it off of them. It was just like so randomly. And they don't want the virus to spread, but I just feel like they don't have a lot to say. Like, this is why we're canceling it.
Yeah, it definitely felt like an out of the blue kind of just drop a bomb on us out of nowhere. And listen, to be honest with you, I would love to see a college football season. I don't necessarily need it. I'm not one of those guys that prefers it over the NFL. I need the NFL. And I don't think –
I know you do.
And relax. And I don't think that the NFL is stopping if half the league gets it. I think they're just going to push through because –
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, nothing really major is going to happen. They'll be tested and they'll be safe. But – That's I'm excited. I'm interested to see how the NFL handles it. Okay, now we're gonna get into I call it fantasy sleepers. People you play fantasy football, you don't. It's just people who we think are primed for really, really good seasons that not a lot of people are talking about. And Eric and I are going to we're going to give you one quarterback each, one running back each, and one wide receiver each. And you guys you can comment later on the rewatch, or if you guys are watching right now, you can comment right now. I know those comments are delayed again. That only happens when me and you do a show together. I don't know what that says about you, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But I'm gonna start with quarterback. I'll start us off because I know you love disrespecting this man. This man is a great quarterback. This man will show once again.
Relax.
Will show once again that last season was not a fluke. You want to take a guess as to who it is?
Go ahead.
You guess.
Are we talking about the same division quarterback right now or no?
I don't know. Are we?
You tell me.
You have to say who you think I'm going to say. That's what guessing is.
Is it Josh Allen?
It is Ryan Tannehill, baby.
Oh. Worst.
First of all, relax. First of all, Josh Allen isn't considered a sleeper because he gets a lot of rushing yards. Ryan Tannehill, you want to talk about Derek Carr disrespected? I'm so sick of the Ryan Tannehill disrespect. Okay, last year he threw 22 touchdowns in like 11 games. Okay,
all right,
that's insanity. He was a Pro Bowler. They gave the ball to Derrick Henry a lot. He had a good running game. I want you to name me a lot of good quarterbacks who didn't have an aspect of their offense that was just as good as them, okay?
All right, don't get me wrong here, but I agree about him having a great season, and he came out strong, and he pushed the Titans to the freaking
AFC Championship.
Yeah,
up 11 against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the third Q.
All right, but what about Derrick Henry rushing for basically 200 yards every single game? It opens up the passing game. If he could rush for 200 yards, he's going to be wide open. The passing game is going to be right there.
So let me ask you this question. Put Mitchell Trubisky on the Tennessee Titans with that run game. He has the same season as Ryan Tannehill?
Probably similar.
You're insane. You don't believe that.
No,
you don't believe that.
Yes, I do.
You're lying. You're lying to me. Ryan
How much-
Tannehill is a skilled quarterback.
They
He's
might-
very accurate. He can throw on the run. He can scramble when he needs to. He suffers the same thing that Alex Smith suffered, is that he's not very fun to watch. He's a boring quarterback. But guess what he does? He wins. When he's healthy, he wins. And he puts up very, very solid numbers. And I think this year, with the big contract, same season in the offense, continuity with the offense, with the play callers, with Mike Vrabel, he's going to have a great season. He's going to prove a lot of people wrong, yours included, at the top of the list. I'm sick of the Ryan Tannehill disrespect. Go ahead.
All right. My sleeper, I would say 2 sleepers. I would say.
No. One.
You want me to do one?
One.
All right. I'm doing Kyler Murray.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think he had a fantastic year last year as a rookie, coming in, winning a few games for the Cardinals, showing that he could lead the team to some victories. With the addition of DeAndre Hopkins, I think that's going to boost his stats a lot. And especially for fantasy, he's going to get a lot more throws, a lot more yards. And then I feel like he's going to be more mobile and rushing this year because he's in the league. This is his second year in the league, so he got the feel for it. So I definitely think he's going to rush a little bit more passing touchdowns. And I think the Cardinals have to prove something to like the whole league because and Larry Fitz, the GOAT.
The GOAT.
Larry legend, baby.
That's Larry Bird. Excuse you.
No.
I don't hate the Kyler Murray pick. I think he's going to be really good. He's the most wrong I've been about someone coming out of college. I thought no chance. But yeah. I broke my cardinal rule, which is anytime I look at like someone coming into the league, I just watch how they throw the football, and he has such a beautiful ball. And I neglected that when he came into the league because he has one of the best balls in the league. And I think he is prone to have a pretty decent year. The only thing with him is that he's in such a hard division defensively.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Rams have a decent defense. And so I do think Kyler will take a step forward. He was like 70th. No, he was 90 in the NFL top 100.
Yeah,
which is absolutely asinine, but that's totally fine. So yeah, I think it's interesting. Cliff Kingsbury got fired from Texas Tech or whatever, and then gets hired as the Cardinals coach. And they have Josh Rosen, and then they're like, yeah, let's try Kyler instead. Let's trade Josh. I feel bad for Josh Rosen. The poor kid is stuck in limbo. Now he's under Tua Tagovailoa. And now Kyler is going to get a chance to maybe squeak into playoffs with that 7th seed. I don't know. We're not going to give our NFC North or NFC West predictions yet. I do think that's probably the best division in football. I don't hate the pick. I just think Ryan Tannehill is going to be better. You guys comment, throw the comments in here. Who do you think is going to have a better season, Ryan Tannehill or Kyler Murray? You look like you want to say something.
Me?
Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, besides the fact as like a team accomplishments, I think Murray could be top 7 fantasy quarterback this year.
I gotcha. What does that have to do with the team? Why did you just say a team?
We're talking about like how they are in a hard division as a team, but more individual.
I got you. It's like when I say Derek Carr's not a good fantasy quarterback, that has nothing to do with how good he plays.
Yeah, exactly.
And by the way, he's on my team. He's just on my bench. Okay. So I want to go wide receiver now because I didn't think of a running back yet. I have my wide receiver. Do you have your wide receiver? Oh, I got my running back. You need to think, or do you want to go running back?
Let me think. Well, you could go. You could start, and I'll think.
Okay, my wide receiver is someone who had a very good rookie year last season. Was very solid. He has probably top 10 best set of hands in the league. Runs great routes, and I was hoping that you picked Derek Carr for quarterbacks because this person is on the Raiders, and his name is Hunter Renfro. Hunter Renfro,
good pick.
49 catches last season, 650 yards as a rookie. Now, the Raiders do have a lot more options for Derek Carr to throw the football to. So on one hand, you could say, now listen, he's not going to get the ball as much because they have Ruggs, they have Darren Waller, or they have Nelson Aguilar. They drafted Brian Edwards, another wide receiver. So will his numbers go down? And the answer is not a chance because Derek Carr looks to Hunter Renfro to make that big play, just like he did with Michael Crabtree all those years ago. Amari Cooper, as a Raider fan, I will say it until I'm dead. Amari Cooper was not the number one when he was here. It was Michael Crabtree. And we have speed in Henry Ruggs. We have size in Tyrell Williams. But I'm very confident in saying that Hunter Renfro will have. That's a good sleeper tight end. Hunter Renfro will have close to, if not more than, 1,000 yards this season. Is that an insane thing to say?
No, not one bit.
You like little Hunter?
Yeah, I actually picked him up last year in my fantasy league because I saw him having a great season, and he
more touchdowns than Odell Beckham last season.
Yes, sir. That was a great pick, and I do think he's going to have nearly 1,000 yards this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from his rookie year to years forward, he's just going to get better and better. And I think eventually he will become a top 10 wideout in fantasy.
Oh God, I hope so. Okay, let's hear it.
Because he has so many similar abilities from Michael Crabtree, Amari Cooper, and all those guys. Like you said, he has great route running ability. So I think he could just improve on little things, and he will have the great connection with Carr and him. So that was a good pick.
Yeah, he could be the next Wes Welker.
You never know, right?
We'll see.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, let's hear it. You got one, or are you still?
I don't really have one on the top of my head, but can I do someone that was like kind of not like a star, but now he's like a number one on the team?
Sure.
I think since Stephon Diggs left Minnesota and now he's on Buffalo, I think he will improve.
Yeah, but you're a Josh Allen hater.
We're talking about freaking Stephon Diggs here, not Josh Allen.
But who's throwing him the football?
I get who's throwing him the football. I just think
Money Josh is throwing him the football.
Okay, I get that, but if he's wide open, anyone could throw the football.
Oh yeah, even Mitch Trubisky. You want to go back to that? Hey, this man just said Ryan. All right, I'm off that. I like Stephon Diggs. It's funny because Hunter Renfro and Stephon Diggs are both on my fantasy team, on my bench. I like him a lot. He didn't want to play with Kirk Cousins. I don't know why. I think Kirk Cousins was my second choice for fantasy sleep. Yeah, they did have beef. I think he's going to have a great year. Hopefully, for my sake, I hope he does. I actually would probably pick Stephon Diggs to have a better season than Hunter Renfro. Probably because Stephon Diggs is really he's the focal point there now.
Yeah,
he's the one that's going to get most of the targets. So I mean, I'm kind of screwing myself here, but I would actually vote for you in that one.
Thank you.
So now let's go running backs. Do you have running back? You want me to go first? I got one. Okay. I'm going to take a long time explaining this one so you could think of somebody. My running back had a really, really solid rookie season. I think it was his rookie year, or maybe it was his second year. He's either going into his fourth year or his third year. Last year didn't play well at all. He was a top 10 running back when he was healthy. But last year, some injuries. The team was all over the place. They almost made the playoffs, but they did it with like their eighth string quarterback, and his name is Jimothy Connor. James Conner is prone, not injury prone to have a bounce back season. I think. Listen, he was unhealthy last season. Is he injury prone? I don't know. I hope he isn't because again, on my fantasy team. But the fact that they have been big, I was going to say Big Ben back. That's really hard to say. The fact that they have the fact that they have a quarterback now, not Doug Hodges or what was the other one? Mason Rudolph, almost rest in peace, almost got murdered on the football field by Myles Garrett. But the fact that James Conner now has a passing game, he doesn't have to carry the load. I think he's going to have close to 1,000 yards. Not quite. He'll get a couple touches in the end zone, the passing game. I think James Conner is prone to have a bounce back season. What say you?
I actually had him on my fantasy team last year, and I was really disappointed about how he performed. So I hope he has a bounce back year. I do think with Big Ben back, you're right. That is hard to say.
It's hard to say.
That will help him a lot, and he can run the ball and he can catch. He's like a worse version of Christian McCaffrey.
Right. Let's not say worse. Let's say poor man's version.
Okay.
He's Christian McCaffrey, but he sucks, is what you said.
No, he doesn't suck, but he has the same playing style.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So that's my guy. Let me just wait. Hold on. James Conner last season, 464 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's not great. He missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He missed 6 games.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah, not the year everyone expected from him. From the previous year before that, he went off when Le'Veon Bell sat out. He just said, "All right, this is my job now."
That was the year. That was
yeah.
He really screwed Le'Veon Bell. Yeah, Le'Veon Bell probably hates him.
But he needs the job too, so he was like, "You're probably right."
Why did you bring up Le'Veon Bell? Is that your pick?
That is not my pick, but that would be a good pick, actually.
Well, I was kind of hoping that you would pick him because you had nobody else. I was trying to steer him toward you. But you got someone, so that's good. Let's hear it.
Let's see if you could guess it. A guy I think is going to have a bounce-back year and who has been to a Super Bowl.
That's very broad. He's been to a Super Bowl. Wait, he's going to have how old is he?
He's young.
Really?
He's
Todd Gurley.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, baby.
Todd Gurley.
Yeah, I think you're totally wrong. I think he's going to be really bad next year.
You think so?
I think he's not even going to play.
Why is that?
Because he's not healthy ever.
You know why?
The Rams let him walk.
That's why he's a sleeper.
They said, here's the door. Goodbye.
And guess what? Guess who did that? The Panthers, Cam Newton. So.
Oh, we're going to get to the AFC East. Don't you worry. You said that as if Cam Newton has already proved that was a mistake. You're like, look how it turned out for the Panthers. I'm like, I don't know. The season hasn't started yet. Sorry, go ahead. Todd Gurley. You like him a lot.
Brand new team, brand new offense. He's just like Devontae Freeman, and he's a lot more powerful. And I think he has something to prove. Like, he's like, all right, see you later, Rams. I'm coming here. I'm going to show everyone that I'm just as good as I say I am. And he could be a power back. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball. He's quick. He has juke moves. Like I feel like he's gonna have the year he had when the Rams went to the Super Bowl.
Dude, in 20 when was that? 2016? Yeah. In 2016, he was borderline unstoppable.
Yeah.
He was like first overall fantasy pick that next year.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't hate that. I think that's a decent pick.
And I think if he can do well in Atlanta could win some games and make a run for it, which we talked about last week.
Right. So you guys could go check that one out.
Yes, sir.
We did talk about that last week. Yeah, they could play spoiler. I do think. I also do think the Steelers might sneak into the playoffs with that last spot.
If Big
we're
Ben
not
can stay healthy, then the Steelers could sneak in.
Yeah, but we're not talking about. We're not talking about the AFC North. We're talking about the AFC East. And this man, I said, listen, Eric, I'm going to give you a chance to change your prediction. And he said no.
No.
Look at this. Eric Thomas, again, not his real name, thinks the Patriots of New England, Gillette Stadium, Bill Belichick, Jared Stidham, Cam Newton, and nobody else because everybody else opted out, still thinks they're going to win the AFC East. Please tell me why I shouldn't shut this stream off.
I'll tell you why right now.
Go ahead.
I do think the Patriots will still win the division, but it's going to be a closer race than it was when I made these predictions. I can tell you that.
So you didn't explain to me why you think they're going to win the division. You're just talking in circles.
No, you didn't let me get there. Cam Newton still has something to prove. Okay, the Patriots will win the division. The Patriots have you don't know if there's going to be fans, but they still have a great fan base. He's still Superman Cam.
We'll see how good that fan base is without Brady. Continue.
You act like with all
Are they going to
players-
beat the Raiders? Are they going to beat the Raiders?
No.
Okay.
You act like with all these players opting out, they're going to win like 2 games.
They might.
No way.
First of all, let me tell you
They
this.
have the best coach of all time.
Let me tell you this.
They have the
We'll
best coach
find
of
we'll
all
find
time.
out if that's true. We will find out if that's true.
Okay.
Let me riddle you this, okay? Cam Newton today was the 3rd quarterback to get first team reps in practice.
Okay.
You know who was first?
I don't care.
Brian Hoyer, and then Stidham.
He's new to the offense. He's still he doesn't know the playbook yet.
Why not? All he had to do was sit there and read. Couldn't go out.
Cam Newton likes to party.
I can't believe we are living in a world where they had 17 players opt out. Tom Brady's gone. The only decent weapon is 32 years old, and his name is Julian Edelman. And you think they're going to win upwards of 9 games?
That division is not good at all. That division is horrible.
I don't disagree that the division as a whole is not good. They don't have
competition. They really have no competition in that division. Besides,
what are you talking about?
You can
the Buffalo Bills were inches away from beating the Texans in Houston last season. Inches.
But that didn't happen.
And Tom Brady. So you think Cam Newton's better than Tom Brady?
I mean, with Tom Brady's team, no. But he has more skills, yes.
Tom Brady was on the Patriots last season, couldn't beat Ryan Tannehill in Foxborough. And then they're going to win the division with Cam Newton, who hasn't thrown a football.
Right now, Cam Newton has more skills. Like, he can still throw the ball down the field. Brady can't throw more than 12 yards. You're just a Cam Newton hater.
I'm not a Cam Newton hater.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. He was great. He deserved that MVP season. But you take that season out, and he's an average quarterback. He's average.
So is Josh Allen.
No, he's not. Josh Allen is dynamic. Cam Newton is not dynamic when he doesn't have players around him. He doesn't have anyone in New England.
He never had anyone.
Oh, my God. You're crazy. You're crazy.
Yeah.
Greg Olsen in his prime was one of the best tight ends in the league. And then he had Jonathan Stewart, who ran for 1,000 yards, and then Christian McCaffrey.
Jonathan Stewart, no.
What do you mean, no? Jonathan Stewart in his prime was better than any running back that's on the Patriots right now.
Jonathan Stewart has nothing to do with Cam Newton throwing the ball.
It's people that are around him. He had a great defense, too. He had Josh Norman, Luke Kuechly.
The Patriots, I mean, they had a good defense right before everyone opted out.
I'm off this. I'm off the Patriots.
All right.
I think the Bills are going to win the division. It's not even going to be close.
Okay, and I guarantee you the Patriots do not finish third in that division.
The Jets are going to win 7 games.
If Cam Newton stays healthy, they finish first or second.
You cannot preface by saying that because he probably won't.
But that's how I got my prediction. If he's healthy, they're going to finish first.
Well, you know he's not going to.
How do you know that?
Because what are the odds that he plays all 16 games or that he misses a couple? What do the odds say?
He's playing if he plays 14, the odds say he might play like 4.
Thank you.
You're not wrong about that, but if he plays 14 to 16 games, they finish first.
What? But the predictions are based off of what we think is going to happen.
And I think he's going to stay healthy because he's on the grind right now.
Dolphins 4th. We agree?
Obviously.
I think Tua is going to be good, but he had no OTAs.
They're a young team. Tua might play. I think he might start. Doubt it. Mm-hmm. But once he starts, gets used to the NFL, the players, all that, all the good stuff, then I think they could win a few games. They have potential in future years, but they're young. They're not that great. They finished 4th.
Right, I agree. Realistically, like all first take me and you aside, the Patriots are still not even going to be close. Got ya. Bills are going to win. And the Jets could sneakily make the playoffs is my little bold prediction.
Not what I saw last season.
Well, that's good because it's actually a new season. I don't know if we're not replaying the old season because we're actually going to have a new season. I know some people don't think that we're going to, but we will, and it's not going to be last year.
Can we talk about
Sam Darnold won 7 games. He went like 7-4. He had mono for the first 5 games.
Yeah. Was it the first 5?
It was like 3, I think. They beat Dallas.
Yes, they did. That was an upset. Yeah.
All right, so it doesn't look like an upset now. Okay, Le'Veon Bell, 2 minutes, and then I got to go. You got to go too.
Yeah. I just think he held out for a year, and he's like, "Oh, let's go, big contract. I'm gonna prove. I'm gonna do this," and then he just shits the bed.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing? What is he doing? I have no idea. You could say he might have a good year, but I don't think so. What's so different between last year and this year for him?
It seems like he hurt you personally.
Yeah, fantasy PTSD.
And that's a great way to end the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me just do this real fast. Patreon.com/All Aboard Raiders. You can do some crazy things. See videos early. Join this live stream right now, or a different video if you're not comfortable with that. Thank you so much for watching, Eric. You have a fantasy draft in like 5 minutes, don't you?
Yes.
Good luck with that. Hunter Renfro, Stephon Diggs. Don't forget. Kyler Murray. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next. I'll see you Monday, but we'll see you both next Thursday. Will you be in State College by then?
No, I'm going Friday.
I'm going also Friday or Saturday. So
okay. Perfect.
We'll stay 6 feet apart and we'll see each other.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Later.